Majorities, first step, second step, third step, fourth step, majority, 95%, they don't know what to do first step, second step, third step. Now India became independent in 1947. Entire house was in haphazard stage. Agriculture, industry, all. If we would have tried to do everything at once, we would have been over. So what we did? Planning. 5-year plan. First 5-year plan, agriculture. Second 5-year plan, industry. So whenever you have to arrange the house in order, you have to plan. This program is so much beneficial. In 3 chapters you would have understood how to study, what is mains, what is prelims, what is law of connectivity, etc., etc., etc. So today's 3rd chapter, prelims. What was true about EIC? King George III was the patron of EIC, strong patron. Nabobs was used for companies officials in Britain, yes. As a comment on them, only Clive was targeted by British people in England. Clive and Warren Hastings, 2 big targets. Adam Smith was personally the enemy of EIC. No. So 1 and 2, B is the answer. Now why they targeted Clive and Warren Hastings? Because the enemies of company, they have to show that the entire disturbance in India, entire deterioration of India, entire suffering of India is because of this company. So remove them and open the gate for us also. Question 1, B. Question number 2. Question number 2. Consider the following statements. Dual government established by Clive was initially opposed by British Parliament. They did not knew dual government for 7 years. 1765 to 1772. Dual government. Later on, Parliament asked about this dual government. EIC remained purely commercial company in India till the end of 18th century. No. 1765 they became a political power. So, both are false. D. Consider the following statements. Pitt's India Act gave the British government supreme control over the company's affairs and its administration in India. Correct. True. Cornwallis was the first Governor General to get veto power. He came to India on this special demand. Cornwallis. This was his demand, that I will go to India only on the condition if I get veto power. Cornwallis. So you prepare, don't only see these questions. Just go think over it. So whatever Cornwallis has done, prepare it here only. Make a file. Match the following. Pitt's India Act. Board of Control. Charter Act of 1813. Government and revenue still in the hand of the EIC. Correct. Charter Act of 1833. Debts of the company taken over by the Government of India. Correct. Charter Act of 1853. Beginning of civil service examination. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Answer is C. Match the following. Robinson Crusoe. Now these novels are very important. Robinson Crusoe talks about Indian demand of Indian calicos in Britain. What is literature? Mirror of the society. You mug up the books. You don't know why to know about them. This book Robinson Crusoe, this novel Robinson Crusoe tells about the status of Indian textile in Britain. History is created by 3 evidences: archaeology, literature and foreign accounts. So which literature is relevant to a particular period, that you should know. Robinson Crusoe, Indian calicos in Britain, Neil Darpan, condition of indigo farmers, Anand Math, Sannyasi revolt, Siyarul Mukhtakar in Sirajud Dawla. So 1, 4, 2, B2, C3, 4, 2, 3, 1. B is the answer. Question number 5, B is the answer. Question 6, consider the following statements. In the second decade of 19th century, India became economic colony of Britain. Correct. Second decade of 19th century, after 1850s. 19th century also saw increase in companies' trade. Initially, it saw the increase in the companies' trade. Initially. Both are true. C. Question number 7. What were the important exports of India till 1850s? Raw cotton, indigo, food grains, opium. Opium they did not took to Britain. They took it to China. Opium wars. 1, 2, 3, 4, all of them. Consider the following statements. Investment was a type of drain of wealth after 1765. Correct. They took Indian revenue. They got the right to collect Diwani. So from Indian revenue they purchased Indian goods. They sold Indian goods in the international market and profit was sent to Britain. This was called as investment. By the end of the 18th century, the drain constituted nearly 16% of India's national income. 16. 9%. A is true. 8A. Who considered British system of drain of wealth with the sponge draining all good things from Ganga to Thames? John Sullivan. Now this type of statements are very important. You will get them in your questions as mains also. Our system acts like a sponge. It takes all the good things from river Ganga and drains in Thames. Comment. Now this talks about drain of wealth. That is why in this discussion I have taken all these names because now they have changed the pattern. They take statements as a question. So this statement can become a question of mains. I think they have already asked this statement. So 8th A. 9. Who considered British system of drain of wealth with spot? 9th A. John Sullivan. Reed and Munro, the famous English officials, were related to Raiyatwari settlement. Raiyatwari settlement. So officers related to various settlements. Permanent settlement, Raiyatwadi, Mahalwadi, Martin's bird. Take out the name of all the officials and note it down here only. These were the question of prelims of 3rd chapter. Now, mains. I'll dictate the answers. Ignorance and attitude. Ignorance. How will a ruling company question table page. Now, if trading company will get the charge of administration, trading company, what is the dharma of trading company? Profit. Trade and commerce and profit. And now this company gets the responsibility to rule. What will happen? What will happen? Plunder. Natural outcome. Natural outcome. A chain smoker becomes the in charge of a cigarette factory. What will happen? Instead of 50 cigarettes per day, 500. This happened in 1757. Traders got the political control of a richest area in the world. So, ignorance and attitude, right? The question is, ignorance and attitude became curse of EIC for losing its Indian possession to British Crown, right? EIC as a commercial company got the opportunity to become a political power. EIC as a commercial company got the opportunity to become a political power, and so its evil effects were immediately visible. And so its evil effects were immediately visible. I thought I'll write it down, that will be very good, but next time I'll dictate by itself only. The lust for wealth led acute corruption and misuse of power. Underline lust of wealth. The lust for wealth in box set. Traders getting treasury of the state. The lust for wealth led acute corruption and misuse of power. Every section of Bengal was plundered by the officials of the company, from farmer to artisans. Every section of Bengal was plundered by the officials of the company. Every section of Bengal was plundered by the official of the company, from farmer to artisans, to craftsmen, to zamindar, and finally the rulers. All became the victim. 1765, company got the Diwani of Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. 1765, company got the Diwani of Bengal, Bihar and Orissa, and in 1767, company promised to pay 4 lakh pound to British Crown. This was the share which company was going to give to the British Crown. So 1765, company got the Diwani of Bengal, Bihar and Orissa, and in 1767, company promised to pay 4 lakh pound to British Crown. Company's agents were returning with bags of wealth. Example, Clive, after returning, had an annual income of 40,000 pound per year. Company's agents were returning with bags of wealth. Example, Clive, after returning, had an annual income of pound 40,000 per year. The company's rivals took up the dark condition of Bengal and blamed company for the situation. The company's rivals took up the dark condition inbox. The company's rivals took up the dark condition of Bengal and blamed company for the situation. In this scenario, when company's officials were returning with huge wealth, when company's officials were returning with huge wealth, company asked for a loan of 10 lakh pound from Bank of England. Company's officials are rich. Company is begging. In this scenario, when company's officials were returning with huge wealth, company asked a loan of 10 lakh pound from Bank of England. This was an opportunity for British Crown to keep the hand on the achievement of the company. So when you ask money from someone, the person is going to keep the hand on your collar. This was an opportunity for British Crown to keep the hand on the achievements of the company, leading to Regulating Act of 1773. inbox. This was an opportunity for British Crown to keep the hand on the achievements of the company, leading to Regulating Act of 1773. The Act failed to do the compromise between British Parliament and East India Company. The Act failed to do the compromise between British Parliament and East India Company. And in 1780s, company again asked a loan of 10 lakh pound. The Act failed to do the compromise between British Parliament and EIC. And in 1780s, company again asked a loan of 10 lakh pound in the background of facing Maratha and Mysore power. So company was fighting with both the powers at same time. This led to the coming of Pitt's India Act of 1784. This led to the coming of Pitt's India Act of 1784. Inbox Pitt's India Act 1784. Pitt's India Act of 1784. EIC's possession in India came under the strict control of Board of Control, which was a parliamentary body of Britain. EIC's possessions in India came under the strict control of Board of Control, which was a parliamentary body created by British Parliament. And then Charter Act of 1813, 33, 53, company lost all its power and privileges. And with the revolt of 1857 was replaced by British Crown. Our ignorance and attitude. 1757, company getting political power, started plundering. 1765, Diwani. 1767, they agree to give a share to British Crown. 1770s, they are asking a loan. 1773, British Crown enters in company's possession. 1780s, they again ask a loan. 1784, strict control, Board of Control. And then 1813, 33, 53. And after 1857, EIC replaced by British Crown. This is the entire gist of this question. Outline. I always say, sometimes people get angry on me. Preparation of civil services is not studying. It is developing a vision by studying. Preparation of civil services is not studying, it's developing a vision. This is important. This is preparation. Studying, I have seen number of people studying in Allahabad, Mukherjee Nagar for past 15 years. Recently there was a news, father and son both were preparing in Bihar. Father got selected this attempt. So it's not that Siddharth left, thousands of Siddharth, thousands. Siddharth left his home and he became Buddha. Why? Direction. Thousands of Siddharth, lakhs of Siddharths have left their home. Lakhs of Siddharth, but they failed to become Buddha. Why? Direction. You go to Haridwar, Rishikesh, you will say thousands of sannyasis there. Ask them, you got anything? They say no. We lost the world also and we did not get anything here. कक्षा 5 का स्टूडेंट हूं. अरे प्रभु प्रभु भगवान आप यहां कहां? भगवान क्लास 5th. अरे भैया, what you are doing here? You go and play and study यार. You are sitting in UPSC class. Very good, appreciable. But at least till class 10th, enjoy your childhood. You will never get this childhood. Develop your vision from here only. But if class 5th, you will start preparing for IAS. You develop your vision. Deal is going on. You bother about your preparation. You don't bother about all these things. The first question is over. Fine. This is the outline. Try to rewrite. This is the outline. Try to rewrite the answer. Now take up the second question. My dear friends, you do this course and I promise you, with the end of this course, you will not require any assistance from anyone. For your discipline, you can join any institute. Coachings, the first thing the coachings give is discipline for 10 months. And that is important in nowadays life. So question number 2. The sole aim of British economic policy in 19th century India was to turn India into an agricultural farmhouse of industrial Britain. 19th century. 19th century. Industrial revolution is going on in Britain. A very powerful sector emerges in Britain. Manufacturing class. Manufacturing class. And this manufacturing class decided the fate of India. This class, manufacturing. 19th century is the century of manufacturing class. 20th century is the century of new generation machines. 21st century is the century of Huawei and Android. In every generation, a gang of nationalists, a gang of capitalists become dominant. Today's generation, the war is going on between Android and Huawei. So, 19th century. This manufacturing class of Britain decided the fate of India. And India became agricultural farmhouse for industrial Britain. Write down the answer. EIC entered in India as a trading company from 1600. Trading company in box. EIC entered in India as a trading company from 1600. As Indian goods had huge markets abroad, so they purchased Indian goods like textile, ironwork, pottery. As Indian goods had huge markets abroad, so they purchased Indian goods like textile, ironwork, pottery, etc. and sold it in the international market. So initially, company was trader. From 1600, company was a trader. In return for Indian goods, they brought gold and silver, and India was becoming the sink of gold and silver, as said by Peter the Great of Russia. In return for Indian goods, they brought gold and silver in India. In return for Indian goods, they brought gold and silver, and India was becoming the sink of gold and silver, as said by Peter the Great of Russia. Next time I will not write any answer. It takes a lot of time. Extempore. In 1757, after the Battle of Plassey, the export of Indian goods increased. 1757, after the Battle of Plassey, the export of Indian goods increased, but at the cost of Indian artisans and craftsmen. 1757, after the Battle of Plassey, the export of Indian goods increased, but at the cost of Indian artisans and craftsmen. British used their political power to plunder Indian artisans and craftsmen. British used their political power to plunder Indian artisans and craftsmen. In 1750, Industrial Revolution started in England. And this led to the emergence of a powerful section in Britain. 1750, Industrial Revolution started in England, and this led to the emergence of a powerful section in Britain in 19th century, that is manufacturing class. This class, manufacturing. Inbox, manufacturing class. 1750, Industrial Revolution started in England, which led to the emergence of a powerful section. Powerful section in the beginning of 19th century, that is manufacturing class. This class wanted India to be the market of their goods. Write and underline. This class wanted India to be the market for their goods. By the Charter Act of 1813, EIC lost its trading monopoly with East. By the Charter Act of 1813, EIC, East India Company, lost its trading monopoly with East, and the doors of India were opened for British capitalist and industrialist. Charter Act of 1813. By the Charter Act of 1813, EIC lost its trading monopoly with East, and the doors of India were opened for British capitalist and industrialist. This was the beginning of free trade, inverted comma. This was the beginning of free trade. Free trade. This was the beginning of free trade with India. As political power was in the hand of British, so they framed economic policies in such a way As political power was in the hand of British, so they framed economic policies in such a way that India became agricultural farmhouse. India became agricultural farmhouse, exporting cotton, silk, indigo, opium, and in return purchasing finished goods from Britain. And in return purchasing finished goods from Britain. 19th century Indian economy was a colonial economy. That is subordination of Indian economy with the interest of British economy. Subordination of Indian economy with the interest of British economy. (1757) they took wealth of India. This wealth gave promotion to industrial revolution in Britain. 19th century, manufacturing class became strong. So, free trade. But free trade. Inverted comma, conditional free trade. And India, colonial economy. Whenever you are writing an answer, please draw the outline, so that next time when you see these outlines you should be very clear. Huh? You are getting the points? भैया, I have already said कि there will be a separate course for हिंदी. हिंदी के लिए बाइलिंगुअल एक अलग से कोर्स होगा. टेंशन लेने का जरूरत नहीं है. पहली बात. सेकेंड, in this global world, knowing English is mandatory to survive. Huh? Hindi, 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 Hindi. हिंदी भी बोलो, इंग्लिश भी बोलो, सारी लैंग्वेज समझो. क्या दिक्कत है? What is wrong in knowing the languages? So that if you get the chance in Hindi, you take advantage of Hindi. If you know that get the chance in English, you take advantage of English. रोने से क्या फायदा? हिंदी नहीं बता रहे हैं, ये नहीं कर रहे हैं, बहुत टॉर्चर कर रहे हैं. हम हिंदी देश में रहते हैं, पढ़ने में हिंदी याद आती, गुटखा खा के दीवार पे थूक देते हो तब देश नहीं याद आता है, हैं? जो गुटखा खा के दीवार पे थूक देते हो तब देश याद नहीं आता, देन यू डोंट रिमेंबर द कंट्री. मक्का खाया उठा के फेंक दिए रोड पे तब देश नहीं याद आता है. पानी खोल के ब्रश कर रहे हो तब देश नहीं याद आता है. 31st December, there will be a special program for the youth of India. 31st December, 10 p.m. Celebrate New Year. With Avadh Ojha. 31st December. Tapman se Asman. This will be the theme. Tapman se Asman. This will be the theme of the program. T is equal to T. Temperature leads to transformation. A very important program for all the youth. 2024. Start with me. 31st December. T is equal to T. Temperature and transformation. This program on 31st December, 10 p.m. Temperature and transformation. Third question. Railways also fulfilled the objective of British imperialism. Very important question. Railways also fulfilled. Railway. 10 p.m. 31st December, we will meet on Ray Avadh Ojha channel. Program will be T is equal to T. Temperature leads to transformation. इकतीस दिसंबर रात 10 बजे. Third question. Railways also fulfilled the objective of British imperialism. Railway revolution. Write the answer. Railway revolution started in India during the time of Dalhousie. Railway revolution started in India during the time of Dalhousie. The first railway line was laid down in 1853 from Bombay to Thane. The first railway line was laid down in 1853 from Bombay to Thane. Although government said that it will be in the interest of India and Indian people, although government said that it will be in the interest of India and Indian people, but in larger perspective, it served the purpose of British imperialism. Change the paragraph. ये लिखना नहीं है, change the paragraph. The British manufacturers hoped thereby, so railway project was initially in the interest of British manufacturers. What was their interest? The British manufacturers hoped thereby to open the vast and hitherto untapped market in the interior of the country. Hoped thereby to open the vast and hitherto untapped market in the interior of the country and to facilitate the export of Indian raw material. The British manufacturers hoped thereby to open the vast and hitherto untapped market in the interior of the country and to facilitate the export of Indian raw materials and foodstuff to feed their hungry machines in England. The British bankers, second group. The British bankers and investors looked upon railway development in India as a channel for safe investment. The British bankers and investors looked upon railway development in India as a channel for safe investment. British steel manufacturers regarded it as an outlet of their products. British steel manufacturers regarded it as an outlet for their products like engines, wagons and other plant and machinery. British steel manufacturers regarded it as an outlet for their products like engines, wagons and other plant and machinery. The Government of India, fourth beneficiary. So how many beneficiaries? 4. British manufacturers, British bankers, British steel manufacturers and Government of India. The Government of India found additional merit. The Government of India found additional merit to run country effectively and efficiently. The Government of India found additional merit to run country effectively and efficiently, and rapid mobilization and movement of troops. Rapid mobilization and movement of troops. The Government of India found additional merit to run country effectively and efficiently and rapid mobilization and movement of troops. Apart from this, it played a major role in promoting Indian nationalism. Apart from this, it played a major role in promoting Indian nationalism by integrating India from all the directions. Apart from it, it played the major role in promoting Indian nationalism by integrating India from all directions. Karl Marx was correct when he said that Mauryans and Mughals failed to integrate India in spite of conquering the Indian subcontinent. Mauryans and Mughals failed to integrate India in spite of conquering Indian subcontinent. This task was completed by Indian Railways. So whenever you complete a topic, if you follow this formula in your preparation, whenever you complete a topic, you are able to frame prelims questions, you are able to frame mains question. Sir, within 1 year, and you are going to get a new year offer in polity. Polity will be bilingual, and polity faculty is wonderful. You are going to get a new year offer in polity, bilingual, both Hindi and English. So tomorrow, यूपीएस साला 4.2। फॉरवर्ड की स्पेलिंग गलत है बाबूजी, FRAUD। बताओ तुम्हारा क्या होगा जिंदगी में? फॉरवर्ड लिख रहे हो, FOROD। फ्रॉड लिखो बेटा। जिंदगी में जब तुम फ्रॉड की स्पेलिंग ही नहीं सीख पाए, कैसे गुंडा बनेगा रे तू? हैं? बताओ, तुम फॉरवर्ड लिख रहे हो, फ्रॉड, FRAUD। जिसने भी तुमको पढ़ाया, सोचो फ्रॉड की स्पेलिंग नहीं सिखा पाया, और जाहिल हो के दूसरे को फ्रॉड कह रहे हो। पढ़ लो बेटा, फिर कहना और हम उस पर दस्तखत कर देंगे। First you remove your jahiliyat, then I will write all these things. Okay, so tomorrow we will have a test series of chapter 4.